Hi, my name's Aaron, and this is my story. I was born in the Toronto area, Downsview, and it was always rough, I guess, for as long as I ever remembered. Even before I was born, I never had it easy. My mother was in university and lived with my father, who was an alcoholic, smoked a lot of weed, and was violent and abusive. And uh, we never had much to eat. And so my mother finally had enough of the bullshit and got help and went to the Friendship Center and was able to make it back. And my grandparents took us in. Uh, I think I was maybe, I can't even remember. I was young anyway. And she eventually got an apartment. It was small, just I think a 2 room. And it was uh, it was cold. I remember having plywood floors, and you get out of bed and step on the floor and get a splinter in your foot just using the bathroom. It was cold and old and run down, but it was ours, right? And my father eventually came back. I don't know how he ended up coming back, and so he stayed on my mother's reserve with us. And same old story. Drank a lot, done a lot of drinking, whoring, abusing, violent motherfucker. And uh, he left. My mother left him, and he yeah, I remember he even tried to go after me when I was a baby, but it was awful. And so maybe it was better that I never grew up with him in my life, but I missed my father. I missed having a dad. I always wanted it, like a normal life. And my life was anything but normal, Growing up, I was molested by cousins and family members and my friends and oh, their family, and it was awful. I remember trying to come forward about it and being beaten, and you know, it was like nobody believed me. Just like they said, and I was forced to do all kinds of things that I shouldn't have and didn't want to, and but it was like for as long as I can remember, and then I remember we went back to stay with my grandparents. Things were good. It was just them and my mom, and yeah, like it was good then, and as long as I didn't go around those pervert family members and uh, friends with their perverted family and shit, I was okay. And but I didn't know why I felt so like something was taken from me, and it just got older, or it just got worse as I got older, and it was like escalating until I'm actually, being raped, and it took a lot out of me. It ruined me, and in school, like I was depressed, and I ended up getting real fat and picked on But then I realized that if I hit somebody, I could do a lot of fucking damage. So I fought a lot from that day on. And I remember each time it was just like when I try to say I was being molested. You know, you started it. You're the one. You're the bad guy in this. Even if I wasn't, nobody believed me. And that bothered me. It bothered me more than I realized at the time. Looking back, you know, all through school, being ridiculed and treated like shit. And they ended up calling me Aaron Devil because apparently I was the devil child. And eventually I adopted that name and I embraced it. Something that was put onto me to make me feel bad. I said, well, if I'm the devil, I'm going to do the devil's work. And I beat the shit out of people and was angry and, you know, disruptive, disrespectful and shit. And I was like one of the first people in my class to get thrown into detention. And anyways, a few years go by and grade 4 comes around, you know, and all this time I've been being molested and raped and whatnot, and it you know, put me in a low spot. And we had a class called drug and alcohol, where they taught us about different drugs and their effects and alcohol and addiction and everything like that. And in drug and alcohol, they decided it was grade 4 when they taught us about harder drugs like cocaine, crack cocaine, and methamphetamine, and their effects and description of them. Anyways, so I didn't understand. I was like, okay, so what's the difference between cocaine and crack? You know, crack cocaine. And they said one is in a powder form that can be sniffed and absorbed through the mucous membranes in your nose. And I said, well, what about crack? And they said crack is a free-based form of cocaine. And they said it's almost instantaneous rush, euphoric rush. And then I'm like, euphoric? What is that word? So I'm looking it up, like, and I see, I'm like, holy shit, that sounds awesome. And I didn't say that out loud, but I was like kind of shocked. And I said, so what's the difference? Anyway, why can't you just smoke cocaine? And they explained that it had to be free-based. And I said, what's free-based? They said, well, it purified with a solvent or baking soda, and it's turned into a smokable rock form. And I'm like, holy shit. So I essentially learned about crack and learned how to cook crack in in school, in a classroom. And again, we'll fast forward a few years where same shit, you know, I'm just trying to get through school. And then I'm desperate for friends, hanging out with anybody that would hang out with me, you know. But I wanted to play sports and stuff, but we never had money for me to participate in like hockey school or anything like that, like other people were going to around here. My mother got zero, you know, help from my father. I think he might have bought me maybe 4 or 5 gifts in my entire life. And then so I thought if I went to hockey school, I'd be able to get away, make some better friends than the homosexual perverts that I had to be around, and their perverted sisters and cousins and shit. And it was awful. I just wanted to do something that, could get me somewhere in life, and I liked hockey. But that never happened. So I went to, I got into a lot of trouble. I started smoking weed and shit. And I think I might have been 12 years old. I went to a foster home down in northern Maine, and or was it? Yeah, I was in Maine. Um, just it was a nice place, and one of the most normal places I've ever lived, actually. And I remember the guy I lived with was a good God-fearing man, and his wife was my godmother. Lived there with um, uh, my I guess he was stepfather, or no, foster father, Kenny. Him and his wife, his daughter, and we all got along really good. It was awesome. It was like the life that I'd always been missing. And then, of course, I started drinking and smoking weed and stuff. And then I remember the first time I ever smoked weed. I it was this real 2 grams of this real sticky, real good weed, and none of us knew anything about it. Like, we had no papers or nothing, and no idea of what to do. We chopped it up and rolled it up in fucking typewriter paper, this great big joint, and we smoked that. It was sealed with glue stick, even, I remember. And holy shit, I instantly started coughing and hacking my ass off. Like, it was crazy. And I got so high, it was like I was on acid or something. Couldn't stop laughing. Instantly, my life was like all about weed. That's all I wanted, And so I started smoking more, and then hanging out, and uh, 12 years old, I guess kids will experiment. And I ended up hanging out, going to parties more and stuff, and was more sociable, and then I started drinking more, and doing hallucinogens, magic mushrooms and stuff like that. And that was kind of eye-opening. And then I did cocaine for the first time when I was 16 years old. And that was a game changer. I remember sitting up on top of the hill, and I had a little pile of coke in my hand. I was just doing lines and shit, little bumps. And then I felt fucking excellent, invincible. Like, nothing could bother me. Nothing could touch me. Like, I was the fucking man. And nobody could take that away from me. And then I ran out of cocaine. Drank some beers, went to sleep, and that's all I wanted to do from that point on. So here I am, 16 years old, in high school, still getting into a lot of trouble, a lot of fights and stuff like that. But I didn't care, I had my drugs, I had everything that I needed. And a year later, I wasn't getting high the same way that I was before, when I was doing lines. And some of the older people came around and asked me if I had ever smoked crack. And I lied. I said, yeah, I did. But I didn't. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the drug that I had always wondered about. You know what I mean? And so I remember we smoked it. It was in a little, like, whiskey sample bottle or whatever, a little Smirnoff bottle it was. And we smoked it on a bed of ashes. And so I'm holding it in, and they said, hold it in as long as you could. I blew it out. Bing! Instantly. You know what I mean? And I'm in love. I'm like, this is fucking excellent. Like, once I came down off that first hit, I was hooked. I wanted another one, and another one, and another one. And Next thing you know, that's all I wanted to do was smoke crack, you know. Of course, I smoked my weed and drank and shit, but from that point in my life, I was a crackhead. I was an addict from the first fucking hit. And so partying and shit, drinking more. And I remember I was hanging out with this girl, and I told her, you know, I'm going to go back to school. Uh, I'd been getting kicked out of high school every year, and what's the word? Social promotion. They socially promoted me so that I was in with my age group, and then I got kicked out of grade 10. You know, through the summer I had been talking about this with that chick I was hanging out with, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna finish. You know, I'll be going into grade 11, and I'll have one more year. Then I can go to university or whatever. I'm done. You know, and she was proud of me. You know, and I was proud of myself for making that decision. And I went back that fall, and I remember I went, I had my books and everything, and I went to go get my agenda or whatever, my schedule for my classes, and they said, there's a problem. You know, we can't find you. You're not in the system. But they knew me. They knew I should have been going into grade 11 or whatever, and so they told me to shadow somebody who was in my homeroom previous, you know what I mean, in the previous year. And they said, chances are I'll be in the same classes as them anyway. So that's what I did. And I think it was the second period. I'm sitting there doing my work, and then the intercom comes on. Aaron Moulton, come to the office. Aaron Moulton, come to the office. And I'm like, everybody, right, was, oh, already, you know, getting in trouble already, eh? And I'm like, I'll be back, you know, and not thinking nothing of it, kind of laughing, like, fuck, why the hell? And oh my god, I go up, and principal, I think it was Mr. Brain, told me, yeah, principal named Mr. Brain, weird, I know, but he tells me to come in and sit down, and so I'm like, all right. I shut the door and everything, and he tells me that I ended up having, well, I would have ended up having to go back to grade 9 again to get all those credits that I missed out on while they were socially promoting me. You know, if I had known what that was going to do to me, I don't know if I would have accepted being socially promoted, because I was about the size I am now at that age, you know, maybe 6'2" or 6'3", and probably 180, 200 pounds. And I'm like thinking to myself, what the fuck, you know? I'll be in there like Billy Madison with bunch of little fucking kids, and I'll be sneaking off to do lines of cocaine in the bathroom, smoking crack and shit. And like, I'm thinking to myself, this is bullshit. He says, or if you want to stay in school, we could give you a level 2 diploma. And he explained to me this was something that they usually give to people with learning disabilities, and it's not nationally accredited, and I wouldn't even be able to get into community college, and I wanted to go to university at that point. And I was like, but you got to be kidding me, man. Is there something I could do? And he said, nope, I'm sorry. And he suggested that I leave, and slid the phone over to me, told me dial 9 to call out. And I called my grandmother. And after I explained to her what was told to me, I remember she started crying. Like, I could hear her sobbing as she was saying that she'd sent my grandfather down. And she broke down into tears, really crying as she was hanging up the phone. And I lost it. I told that principal, I said, you motherfucker, you just made my grandmother cry. And I took that phone and I swung it at him like a fucking lasso. Like, was going to whip him upside the head with it, but he drops down. was a pretty big lad, but so was I at that point, and I was angry, and he knew it. And I kicked his fucking door open and went out, and I was hollering out in the hallway for him to come out and saying that I basically kicked the shit out of him for what he did, and he knew it. And everybody's like, and I'm telling these people, what the fuck you looking at? You know, this is what you want, right? Another, you know, angry Indian starting trouble and shit. I said, well, if that's what you want, that's what you're gonna fucking get. And I remember he was trying to tell me to calm down and tell me we need to have a meeting. I said, meeting about what? You told me not to come back. Told me this was it. And then he tries to say that the girl that I was talking to, the one that that convinced me to go back, and you know, that she could be in the meeting. And it just as he's saying this, the bell goes off, and everybody's going out in the hallway, and I'm freaking out, like losing it. And they said, "Oh shit, he is gonna get kicked out," kind of deal, you know. And anyways, that girl comes up, and she comes and tries to calm me down, comfort me or whatever, and it helped, you know. I was in love with the girl at the time, and then my grandfather showed up to pick me up, and then so they take me into a room in the library, and uh, he's basically telling my grandfather what he told me, and I'm like, you know, you motherfucker. You know, I was proud of myself. I was going to finish school. And my exact words to him were, the way that you're encouraging your students to learn is bullshit. And then I told him he might as well nail his fucking tie to the ceiling and jump. And I called him a fucking prick. And I got up and I left. My grandfather took me home. I remember it just got worse from there. I was in and out of jail. I remember the first day where I turned 19, I got thrown into an actual county jail. And it was, you know, it was hell for me. You know, I didn't like it, but I was in and out of there from that point on, and you know, drinking all the time, using drugs and shit, and still trying to deal with all the trauma that I went through as a kid, you know. And I didn't trust nobody, because when I trusted somebody before, it bit me in the ass. And I said, well, what's the matter? You know, what's the matter with me? Why is it that I'm always the bad one, you know, and nobody believes that I can be a victim? And it damn near drove me crazy. Like I was even locked up in a mental institution one time because they thought I tried to kill myself, but I was just taking pill after pill trying to get high. And you know, I was on all these different drugs and shit, and I guess I was just looking for comfort in a world where nobody would comfort somebody like me. You know, I never had a damn thing. You know, never had a father, and when I did, he was abusive. Um, all I had was my mother, and she didn't know how to deal with me because she didn't really know what was going on in my life. You know what I mean? And I was too ashamed to tell her. And so, I mean, it led to me using drugs, selling drugs, making drugs, and, you know, living a life of crime, I guess you'd put it, you know. And I hated that, but that was all I knew, because that was all I thought I was good for. I mean, I never had anybody to give me any guidance, and I had to learn so much on my life, of on my own about life and everything. I've been all over the fucking place, and I've lived in so many different places, done so many jobs, done so many fucking interesting things, met all kinds of interesting people, and I don't have too many regrets. Uh, of course, I still struggle with addiction. Still occasionally use cocaine, smoke crack, or whatever. But since I started confronting this stuff, I never felt so compelled like I needed to. And I guess if there's one good thing I could say, addiction taught me the difference between want and need. And there's a big fucking difference. It's sure, my life wasn't easy, but it made me into a tough individual, very resilient. And so here I am. I struggle with my sobriety, and it's one day at a time. And currently, I'm studying for my GED, and I've decided to pursue a career in law and become a lawyer because I see what people go through. And in the past few years, I've spent a lot of fucking money on lawyers, and so I see how profitable it is, and I see how people are shafted when they have poor representation, and nobody who really cares about them. And so here I am, 37, and I'm gonna be 38 soon. And I guess the next chapter in my life will has got to be better. And I'll go into detail about different experiences and stuff, more in-depth videos and smaller segments, but that's a brief summary of my life. And I guess if this video can reach some people, and if you're still watching, thank you, and I appreciate it. And I just want anybody who's watching this to know that life is only as bad as you want to see it, and if you're stuck in a way of life, crime, drugs, whatever, you don't have to. You can stop at any time when you're ready, and you got power. You're stronger than you realize, because the fact that I'm still here, I've been in so many situations, car accidents, I've been held at gunpoint, I've died, I've overdosed, I even had a gun to my head and I tried to blow my brains out, but by some miracle, the gun kicked and I'm here, So it's obvious that I'm here for a reason, and so are you. Life will get better, and sometimes you have to accept what happens to you woven into the fabric of your destiny, because what better else could be better suited to your needs? I read that somewhere. I think it's Marcus Aurelius, but you see what I'm getting at? That's my story.